So I'm Dan Canny, the advertising director at the Iowa State Daily. We're going to just take a few opportunities this week when we can to talk to local business owners, just to remind all of our readers that they're there and they're there to serve, and maybe get a little insight from what they've gone through over the past few weeks. So Gary Youngberg, the longtime owner of Ames Silversmithing, was nice enough to join us today. Gary, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, Dan.
We want to, try to keep positive here, because we're just excited that people are at least having a chance to go out and do business a little closer to normal, whatever that looks like these days. So
yeah, we better put that in asterisks.
Absolutely. So give us an idea, Gary. I remember seeing your post on social media when you came to the decision that you had to close. I think you may have decided to close before any mandates were put out. Is that right?
We did. The decision for us to close came, I think, on the 17th of March. We actually closed on the 18th. It was a tough decision to make. We told the employees, longtime employees, that we would pay them through April. Certainly, we value their service to us, and very much wanted to take care of them to the best of our abilities. We were fortunate that we applied for and got the PPP funds, which covered payroll for a couple of months. So we didn't have to let anyone go. I mean, that would be my worst nightmare, is to let anyone go, because these are all my family, very, very much so. But it was a interesting 7 weeks, give or take. I was able to play some additional golf, and I could come down and I could work, and I could make jewelry, sit at the bench, and do the things that I do. Push papers around and all that. But we weren't open to the public. We were, through social media, the website, and so on, able to do some business. But certainly, when you turn the key on the door, it does cut off a certain revenue stream. I have to say, quite proudly, that after almost 45 years of business, we are essentially debt free, and I don't owe the bank a penny, and that makes me sleep a little better at night once that door was locked up, because there are 9 families that rely on Ames Silversmithing to provide. And, now that we're back open again, it's nice to see a little bit of that revenue stream coming back along.
Yeah, that's great. Are you seeing just a difference in customers as they come in? Is there some steady foot traffic? And are you seeing people wearing masks and being very tentative, or?
Yes, steady foot traffic, not the traffic that we had prior to when we closed, but I would say probably 50% of the people wear masks. Some of our employees are wearing masks. We're just allowing people to choose how they want to handle their own situation. We are disinfecting like crazy, requiring everyone to use hand sanitizer when they come in the door. Making masks available if they would like to use one. Doing all the things that we should. I mean, we're not allowing any more than 3 groups in the store at a time, and a group is a maximum of 2 people. And this allows us to maintain some good social distancing, which are the popular words of the day, obviously. I think it's a good thing that we do this. How long we will have to do it remains to be seen. COVID-19 is not going to go away. It's here. How communicable will it be as time goes along? I don't know. No one seems to know the answer to that question. But it is what it is, and we're dealing with it, and seem to be doing the right things for our customers and our staff. And I'm certainly glad to be back open and serving Ames and the surrounding communities again.
You mentioned the families working at your place that are depending on Ames Silversmithing working. In some sense, just being downtown on Main Street, you're a part of a bigger community down there with a lot of different retail shops and eateries and all sorts of businesses down there. Have you had a lot of communication with other business owners down there? It seems in many ways businesses can benefit from traffic that other businesses bring down when you're in a tight-knit business neighborhood like that.
Sure.
Do you have a sense of what's going on for downtown as a whole?
Yeah, people will come down and they'll stop over at Mormon's to buy a shirt or a suit and come in and see our place, or vice versa, or Cook's Emporium or Everett's or any of these other businesses. I haven't had a tremendous amount of communication with a lot of different business owners. Some like Emmerhoff's and Mormon's that are right next to me, we chat here and there. And they closed similarly to us. I think Emmerhoff's locked the door, but still continued to do business and deliver out the front door. I believe Mormon's was closed for a period of time similar to us, but they are back open again now. It is a family down here, and I think that's what makes downtown so special relative to being at the mall or a freestanding store. I mean, I would love to have a freestanding store, but I'd love to be downtown more. The ambiance of blocked by traffic and all of that. I mean, it's very nice. The facades are up to date, and it's a nice looking place to spend some time.
Yeah, and it's one of the few communities in the state that have maintained their downtown to the extent that you have. I think it's the idea of being able to walk around and do a number of different things in just on Main Street is something not a lot of other communities in Iowa, at least, have as a possibility. So it's to the credit of a lot of folks down there.
You're exactly right. And my wife was actually the treasurer for the Downtown Ames organization a few years ago. And at that time, Ames downtown Main Street generated the highest per capita or per square foot sales of any downtown in the state of Iowa, which is a pretty impressive number. And it shows that we're diverse. We have a lot of things to offer, a lot of different customers, and people are enjoying shopping downtown.
One of the things we try to do, because we're the Iowa State Daily, and we know that our audience is comprised of faculty and staff who may have been around Ames for a long time, but obviously a large part of our audience is students.
Right.
And we know far too often students might not discover downtown until they've been here a year or two. So we're going to do all we can to remind people that there are a lot of shops downtown that people are going to find interesting if they've never been down there, and encourage them to go check it out. Clearly, a lot of folks get engaged while they're in college or getting ready to leave college, and so they end up finding you for sure. But there's plenty of other things downtown for them to see and do and enjoy even before they're ready to take that big step.
Well, that's very much true, and certainly there are a few bars and wine places that people are enjoying once they hit legal age. But the engagement ring business is a significant part of our business, and I appreciate what I've been able to generate through the Iowa State Daily's advertising efforts and those types of things, because it's a good market for us to teach people about what we do. We're also very philanthropical, and I know that's going down a little bit different road, but I think it's important to mention that we have been pleased to support many different philanthropical causes through the years, whether it's a grade school carnival or a high school post prom or ISU Pheasants Forever. I mean, we support those that support us. And, I get countless thank yous through the mail about, this and that. And I mean, Frank's got cancer and we're raising money to help offset his costs. I mean, these are important issues for us, and we are pleased that we're in a position that we're able to do those types of things. And I know that went down a little different road, but I think it's important because it's part of community and part of the overall umbrella of Ames Silversmithing.
Yeah, and I think community is very important at this point in time when people aren't able to interact the way they normally are, to be reminded that there is a community and a family that sort of exists outside of their home walls. So
right.
It's a great point, and it's probably something that really is on people's minds right now. Let's do this, Gary. You were nice enough to come on. We've talked, about the things we needed to with COVID-19 and getting business going again. Let's end this on sort of a fun note. I know you're a relatively serious business with engagements and anniversaries and and the fine jewelry that you and your folks craft. But let's have a little bit of fun here, and I'm going to ask you 3 loosely related jewelry questions. Just sort of a quick answer type of thing, and we can end with that. So, okay, I'm going to give you choices: ring pop or candy necklace,
ring pop,
Neil Diamond or mini pearl,
mini pearl,
Lord of the Rings or Father of the Bride.
Oh, really tough. Let's go with My Precious, Lord of the Rings.
Very good. Very good. Well, Gary, hey, I'll let you get back to work. It's nice to have you open again. And we would encourage all of our readers to the point that they are comfortable, please venture out and frequent our local businesses. It's important to them, and I know they're important to you. So, Gary, have a great day, and thanks for joining us.
We appreciate that very much, and we don't take ourselves too seriously down here. If you walk in the door, I'm the guy in the Bermuda shorts and a golf shirt ready to go play. So it's not too stuffy down here. Thanks, Dan.
You bet. See you, Gary.